The Fit Republik sports facility is well known to people of Dubai. It has grown to over 6,500 members in the past few years, and the second chapter of this fitness business story is called Studio Republik. It has just opened in a stunning new venue on Sheikh Zayed Road. The managing director, Amine, has joined us to talk about the platforms and the facilities on offer. Welcome to Dubai Works, a business podcast about the innovators, the products, the services, and trending topics. Lovin Dubai's take on the business stories that matter. My name is Richard Fitzgerald. I'm the founder of Augustus Media, publishers of Lovin Dubai, Lovin Saudi, and Smashy TV. Each week, we'll be interviewing the dynamic business leaders of Dubai. Good morning, Ali.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a special week for you. Can you tell us why?
We were having a conversation just before you started recording, where I was telling you this could potentially be the most important professional week of my life, because I get the genuine feeling that everything I've learned or experienced is somehow being translated into this project. Of course, it's not exclusive to my experience and my knowledge, it's exclusive to a bunch of us. But at least that's how I feel about it from a personal perspective. But I won't bore you with all my experience and knowledge. I'll just take you a little bit 5 years ago, where this journey started and how it translated to what's happening this week.
Okay.
So 5 years ago, I personally decided to leave the corporate world. And the reason I decided to leave the corporate world is because I thought I would like to do my job, but at the same time, I'd like to make it. So making my job and doing my job was for me far more appealing as an entrepreneur. And parallel to that, I thought the industry of sports speaks very well to...
Can you just explain the connotations of making your job? Is that sort of...
It's predominantly designing your business engine. It's designing the value system of your corporation, designing the corporate culture, designing the processes and procedures, the governance and the compliance, the strategy, the objectives, the kind of diversity of people and skill set and resources that you will have, the kind of technology that will use that, will speak from the back end towards these all strategies and objectives. So when you decide these, you are making your business. When you are working in these, you are doing your job.
Interesting.
So I wanted to have the pleasure of making my own business and actually, doing it. And that was mainly the drive of me getting out of the corporate world, which started with Fit Republik.
Was Fit Republic and was sports new to you? Was your background in this area?
Not at all, not in any way or shape. And I think things just lined up nicely. I'm a general enthusiast about activity which is related to sports, or, I'm a good consumer. I'm not an athlete. I'm not a cook. I'm just the guy who enjoys food. So I did my triathlon, I climbed my mountain, I ran my marathon, I CrossFit, I swim, I play ball sports. But the reality of it is that I'm nowhere close to being an athlete. I'm just enthusiastic about listening to music, watching plays, messing around with these aspects of things. And we had the privilege of failing on a business plan to build a company called what was it? I even forgot the name. We gave it a name, which was specialized to put CrossFit boxes all around the region.
Okay.
And then the business plan didn't look good enough, because CrossFit boxes require high operating expenses in this region due to high level of cost. Rent is expensive, employment is expensive, visas, and you don't have a part-time business. So this industry carries a heavy OPEX, and it also carries a heavy square footage, because doing CrossFit is not like the gym. You require a bigger space to have a barbell and to have equipment around it. The operating model didn't look very interesting at the feasibility perspective, which is the challenge that brought to us, how do you go into a business and succeed? And we went into Fit Republik, because Fit Republik resolved these constraints by two ways. First of all, by consolidation, where you put Olympic sports together. So aquatics, gymnastics, martial arts, barbell, CrossFit, Olympic lifting, powerlifting. You put them together and you add to them the elements of a gym and a group exercise environment with mind and body, right? But when you consolidate, you have an opportunity of capturing a bigger audience. And second of all, we enable the system to be demographically rich, which means we were able to offer juniors and adults. So the productivity per square foot increased.
Yeah.
And that's how the project became feasible. And that's how, the business plan moved from launching CrossFit boxes around the region to having a Republic of sports where we have our first platform that we call the Podium that serves classical sports in a program through a term business, 3 terms a year, that starts with assessments and evaluations at the end of every term, and people graduate through it, whether they become professional in their field or whether they just become enthusiasts like myself. It's entirely up to their nature and nurture.
It's good to know how it happens. I think I've been a member there. I've just renewed for the 5th year. And, even though we expect Dubai to have best-in-class sports facilities, Fit Republic is still very impressive in terms of its scale and its size. Was that important from you setting out to have something that suited the city in terms of, best-in-class? And then secondly, you mentioned the kind of value system. What people see when they enter Fit Republic is they almost see a culture, they feel a culture. The writing on the wall says power to the people, and it's quite a different flavor to other places to work out. How do you think you kind of got that right, and how did that evolve?
Okay, so you asked me 2 questions. I'd like to answer the hardware part, and then I'll go to the value system part. So you've done a hard and soft angle to the subject. So no doubt Dubai is a very progressive city in every essence of the way. And it's progressive at both fronts, hardware and software. The city, I do believe, I've been here for 20 years and I have seen that the hardware is the best under the sun. And I think the software is one of the best under the sun, because the value system accompanies the hardware. And I think we are a company of Dubai. We're not a company of anywhere else. So obviously the value system should speak that language. And it does, because you've asked me what is our value system internally. We have a value system called the 4C. It's 4 C's practically. Yeah. It's a metaphor to 4C, which is to predict things. But let's say the first C. The first C is actually competition, what we refer to as the economy. So we have to be relative to our competition. So anything we do has to be beating everyone from a competing perspective. The second C we have is that we have to protect the company, which means this organization has to have very high values on quality and productivity in order for you to protect the company. So you can't have just quality without performance and performance without quality. They need to be bundled together. We call it the quality performer. Incidentally, it is our own software. So QP is our own software. So we've IP'd our software. We can talk about that later. So that's the second C. The third C is the craftsman. So the craftsman has to be equally honored, because without the craftsman, no competitive edge, no company productivity or quality tools will ever make you win, because we're in the business of people. The person has to be in front of you to deliver the service, and that person has to be honored. And in that aspect, they are one of the C's. And the fourth C is the community, because no matter how good and competitive you are and how beautiful your organization is, and no matter how important and qualified your craftsman is, without the community and the feedback of the community and the transparency to the community back and forth, you cannot have a well-valued system. So our value system rotates around the subject of 4C predominantly. And in everything we do, we ask ourselves, does it 4C or does it not? Because one of these stakeholders is either winning or losing, or then it needs a bit of debugging, and that's our go-to-market. And that's what you feel when you walk into Fit Republic. You feel the hardware, because we believe we need to be competitive, and you feel the community and camaraderie due to the fact that we do take care of our craftsmen, we do take care of our community, and we do take care of our stakeholders and the people that helped us become who we are. So
from an outside, to me, it looks like a success in terms of the community within Fit Republic, but also the location in Dubai. Sports City needed something like that. It seems to have, almost encapsulated a spirit around Sports City. It brings in the other the other areas around as well. So, and numbers wise.
May I sound a bit philosophical here? And allow me, because I'm very passionate about the everyday of what we do, right?
Yeah.
And I genuinely think this is not a sports city subject. I think every community needs something like that. I think this has become a time where people should be focusing on activities like that. We all live behind screens. Now, whether we live behind screens for good reasons or whether we're living behind screens and we're receiving junk, that's open for interpretation, and that's something that we can't judge. But we definitely spend more time behind screens. I mean, we want to look better than we actually look. We want to have an adventure on Netflix rather than having it ourselves. We want to, let alone the amount of time you spend behind the screen working. So if you combine the screen time in your life, I think people are missing out on the basic essence of working on themselves internally or working on themselves collaboratively with others. What we bring together is that combination, is whether you wish to work on yourself individually or you wish to work on yourself collectively with people around you. We bring it in big variation, in 50 programs. And I think any community would find it appealing because mothers and fathers want their children to spend less time behind their screens, and they want them to make first-hand friends, and they want them to work on themselves and their skills and their techniques and grow capable in order to fight for the next job of tomorrow, because it's not the era of knowledge or intelligence. It's the era of choreography, it's the era of curation, it's the era of creativity, it's the era of perseverance. And these are the things we teach. We bring people into, because it's all about repetition and failure and success. So whether you're learning the guitar or you're learning how to powerlift or you're swimming your 100 meters, you are always chasing a score, and that score is to perfect your capability.
I can see how that philosophy can relate from Fruit Republic to Studio Republic, but to ask a more practical question related to community, Fruit Republic has worked. It's got, in terms of the different sports coming together and many things. Why not take Fruit Republic to other areas within Dubai and offer that service to people as well? Why choose a new?
Because you're imposing yourself, and we don't believe in that. The most important thing about these services is that they are by choice. So a lot of people work in similar services in wellness and in sports and in personal training, and they claim that they change people's lives. I don't believe anybody changes people's life. I think the only person that changes his or her life is him or her. So because it boils down to the point of you have to show up. Without you showing up, no one's life is going to change.
Yeah.
So you hold the last key, right? Therefore, everything after that is a tool.
Okay.
You see where I'm coming at?
I get it.
So if you are changing your own life, then
but there's also the practical part.
That's where I'm going with. And if you're changing your life, I cannot tell you who you are. So therefore, when you move around a city, you move around communities, and these communities are diverse. So if you are located in a very specific radius, because at the end of the day, your economy is your radius. Your economy is not the city. Your economy is convenience. People that are willing to commute between 15 to 20 minutes max, or people that live within a radius of 5 to 10 kilometers. That's your economy. And that's how you mushroom or you plant a community center that serves services. These services need to speak to the demographical and geographical surrounding. So you can't come and impose services that don't speak to the community around you. There are economical factors of what people can or cannot afford. There are demographical factors, whether this community is family driven or business driven or a combination of the above. So you always need to study your economy, and based on that, you land the right platform. And here we can discuss why is Studio Republic not like Fit Republic? Because Studio Republic has 3 new platforms. It has the lab, it has the arena, and it has the stage.
What are they?
Oh, there we go. So the first platform, like we said, is the Olympic platform, and we've discussed that at Fit Republic.
Yeah.
And landing into Studio Republic at Sheikh Zayed Road, right?
It looks stunning from Sheikh Zayed Road. The design is very eye-catching.
Thank you.
So,
You.
yeah,
I
can't wait to
really
check it
think
out.
it's an underestimation of what's inside it.
Okay.
I think a lot of people think that we have done another Fit Republic. A lot of people have thought this is a smaller version, or I think we're finding tremendous difficulty presenting what exactly it is, and that's something we've always failed at because of the complexity of our businesses in general. We've experienced the same thing at Fit Republic when we had one platform, and now we're in the 3-platform business. And I really invite the world to come and see the kind of magic we have put in place, because it is really, truly, utterly magical in every essence. This is a place that's unprecedented. It's unprecedented because it has platforms that are unprecedented.
How long has it taken to build?
It has taken us a lifetime.
Okay.
Let's say that.
But just
for at least.
in related to the time and
Let me tell you about the platform.
Sorry.
And then I'll let you go. Let you go and
Yeah.
you have to ask all the questions, because
Okay.
there's a lot to say.
Sure.
So I'll start real quick. I think we've reimagined the gym business. We really thought of the 21st century gym business and what should it be like. And we've decided to consolidate 2 main businesses, the High Performance Center and the Wellness Retreat. In both of these cases, there's a lot of similarities, because when you go to a high performance center or wellness retreat, you end up doing your blood works, your diet, your body composition, your movement specialist, your strength and conditioning, and you do some rehab and prehab, whether it's sports massage or physiotherapy or chiro. That's what you do there, right? And you get into scanners. And in both cases, in wellness retreats and high performance centers, this is a seasonal thing. It's something that happens only for exclusive people, whether you're a professional athlete or a rich person. And it's something that is, not urbanized in your life. It's a problem, because when you go to these retreats, you come back and you end up coming back to your normal self, which is not as well. The lab is wellness integrated. So we do all of these services under one umbrella. And we're able to integrate it because you don't need to worry about all of these details, because we do that. We use our own technologies to assess you and to configure you and to test you. And at the same time, we come up with a program that is desired by your good self to go somewhere. And we package that into an experience that only requires you to show up maybe 5-6 times. It depends very much on your wellness requirements. Some people buy the total package. Some people want just diet and PT. Some people just want a massage and a PT. Some people want a combination of the above. But whatever it is, it integrates into an hour a day exercise, where you don't need to worry about all the hustle. Plus, we have meal delivery business where we sell our own diet and nutrition services through a brand we own called the Beta Box. And it's geared to balanced diets. It's geared to professional athlete diets. It's geared to all sorts of tastes. So and then your journey incomplete. So we have bot pods, which is the most accurate ways of measuring body composition. We have 3D scanners. We do movement specialists and screening for you. So we get you in a completely high performance wellness.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. It's sophisticated as well in terms of machinery and things that you have.
True. We also have dedicated reformer. We believe that reformer is also part of a journey that is wellness, whether it's rehabilitative or prehabilitative. It doesn't really matter, because we use it for one-on-ones, we use it for classrooms, we use it for injuries, and it's very specialized. It's a temple with a lot of reformer beds and chairs.
What type of people are you attracting? Do you think will come to Studio Republic?
We're very inclusive.
Yeah.
Where we don't give and take about being inclusive. Being inclusive is a very serious value system we have. So we welcome beginners. We use that high level of specialization predominantly to create a demand on the beginner level. But we also use that very high level of specialization so we can get the endorsement of the elite athlete or practitioner or so. So we get acceptance end to end on the scale. So the lab is that. The lab is a beautiful gym. The lab is 2 massive rooms, one for yoga and mat pilates, and another room for meditation. and yoga. It's a space which is calmer, which is a little bit more on the serious side. We call it the wellness neighborhood. And when you see it, you'll know what I mean. It does feel like a neighborhood, and you walk down the stairs and you have this massive food and beverage restaurant that separates two platforms from each other, the stage and the arena.
Interesting.
This stage is a very simple platform. It's the mimic of our podium, but on performing arts. So we do classical stuff like dance, and we give everything from contemporary to classical. So you name it, hip hop, contemporary, danse de salon, across the board, belly dancing, everything. I mean, we have a little So You Think You Can Dance Academy. Plus we do a very similar progressive approach on drama and on music. Because in drama, we do everything from video to theater. We do everything around drama, from backstage, propping things up, to makeup, to directing, to... we give an end-to-end solution, blue screens, green screens. So it's quite an interesting space because it opens up on each other. It's a modular space. It can be used for corporate events. We train adults and juniors equally. If you move to the music academy, we have the typical academy where we use one-on-one studios that are fit out, beautiful studios. You would fall in love, really. I can't wait to host you there.
That's great.
And this is where we have one-on-one classrooms to every instrument. But we have something called the Tech Lab. The Tech Lab is the story. This is where you learn music on technology. So you have softwares and applications that carry every sound, every instrument under the sun.
People can learn that as well.
Yes, oh, wow. So you can learn how to curate your own album, compose, you can be a DJ, you can be a producer.
I was going to ask about the competition, but it doesn't seem as if there's something like this in Dubai.
Oh, we compete with everyone. We never take anybody lightly. I think there's no barrier to entry.
But in terms of Dubai and the economy, you've obviously chosen Dubai again, as opposed to other Emirates or other places that you could have basically created another business.
Good question.
Why Dubai and why now?
Very good question. I think what you're saying, first of all, we believe in organic steps. So a lot of people did ask me, and us, let's not say me, and they said, why don't you have a successful model called the Fit Republic, why don't you launch it? First of all, what we wanted to launch is the completion of our product, which is to come and execute the remainder of these platforms. So we wanted to prove the product first. So before we jump into different geographies, we wanted to be organic about the product. I think Studio Republic completes our product, our messaging. If you succeed once, it doesn't mean you will succeed every time. So people have a habit of believing that success might be serial. It's not serial. I'm new in the game of entrepreneurship. I've been doing this for the past 5 years. And I can promise every entrepreneur that success is not serial. And if you proved it once, it doesn't mean that you've proved it. So we have to prove it multiple times and again. And then I think considerations can be taken in relationship to scale or going out of the city. But I think we're a boutique business, we're a fragile business, we're no one important. We are just part of the community, and that's where we're establishing ourselves.
But you're happy with Dubai, you're happy to kind of go again here. You think that...
It's a very important question you ask. I think there's something about Dubai that makes it an exceptional place. So as a transactional model, it welcomes entrepreneurship better than any other city in the region, and probably competes at the global level when it comes to the quick speed, the free zones, the facilities, your capability to incubate a business has an environment that favors entrepreneurship in Dubai. So that, I think, has a lot to do with why we are here. Second of all, we think Dubai as a demography, we believe that actually, we don't even think it, is so cosmopolitan that it speaks immediately to the success of businesses like ours. Because you have such a diversity of nationalities and such a diversity of exposure, and the quality of residents Dubai has, we are able to land businesses that are intuitive to our communities. We are able to land businesses that are easily adopted, right? It's not like you are creating demand to a consumer who's never heard of performing arts or Olympic sports or contemporary sports or wellness. Dubai does have a captive audience that is very attractive to businesses like us because it creates an immediate success story. And yeah, that's why I think Dubai is a preferred choice.
Okay. And Studio Republic has just opened this year. How do people access it? Are there open days? Are there times that people can go and look?
We are open to the public to come and taste all of these elements that we have introduced to our business.
Yeah.
So the third platform is something that is really heavy on this weekend. It's the arena. And the arena is where I think we will make most of our noise.
Yeah.
I think we'll make noise everywhere, but I hope so. But I think if I was to bet, I think the arena will be a big talk of town because we've taken booming industries in the sports business, contemporary sports. So I'm talking boot camp, I'm talking GX, so everything from freestyle to Les Mills. I'm talking about aerial, from hoops, hammock, silk, and pole. I'm talking about spinning. I'm talking about that kind of environment. And we've built a platform that has 5 nightclubs.
Wow.
So when I say nightclubs, I mean the elements of sensations are magnified to the point of craziness. So lighting installations, sound installations, audiovisual projectors with content. I'm talking about acoustic treatments in the room. I'm talking about live performance. And when I say live performance, I'm not limiting to a DJ. I'm not limiting it to a musician. I'm expanding it all the way to all forms of musicians, vocalists. I'm expanding it to aerial, where you have pole or hoops in the class. I'm expanding it to having dance. I'm expanding it to having... So you come into these classes, and these classes are choreographed for you to have a performance rather than the average class.
Yeah.
And we would like the community to come and test that. So Friday and Saturday is going to be big on that because you're going to have a crazy performance. So imagine doing yoga with a world-class vocalist and a push DJ behind, and a projector streaming you in a room that is acoustically treated to the point that you really get transported before you start your day.
Well, thanks so much for explaining it all. I think I definitely need to see it now.
Yes, you do.
To checking it out this weekend.
You do.
Appreciate your time, Ali, and best of luck with the launch.
You are a lovely man. A pleasure to meet you. It was fun doing a podcast.
Likewise, and thanks, it's your first podcast, and you did very well. Okay. So I could have stayed on for longer, but thanks a lot, and yeah. Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Dubai Works. There's more on this episode on lovindubai.com, and also please do follow our other podcasts, The Lovin Daily Live and The Lovin Show.